Good afternoon. Since morning, many people representing the government had taken part in industry for taking the lead discussion. It's my considered belief that IT and ITES sector grew in India because the government did not know how to go about it, and in fact, they did not interfere in the whole process. And that was one major reason why the industry had actually taken off. Government of India has a very ambitious target of 500 million youth to be trained by 2022. That boils down to 50 million a year, 4 million a month, 143,000 on a daily basis. What has been the performance so far? There are 18 ministries involved in the business of skill development in this country. Cumulatively, they have not been able to cross beyond 5 million over the last 5 years. That's the kind of magnitude that we are talking about. And in fact, when I look at the skill development scenario in this country, I am reminded of Alice in Wonderland. When the queen invites Alice to play the game, watch the game of croquet, and when she comes there and what she doesn't know is the mallet with which she has to hit the ball was a live flamingo. So the moment she decides to hold the mallet, the flamingo at that point in time bends and looks somewhere else. Finally, she catches hold of the mallet and focuses on the ball, which again happens to be the hedgehog. And at the moment she is going to strike, the hedgehog decides to go somewhere else. And finally, when she gets the mallet, fixes the hedgehog, and tries to hit, the hoops are the playing cards, and at that point in time, they shift the goalpost. To me, this has several interesting morals for skill development business. The mallet that we are talking about are the tools and technologies of IT, which are continuously in a state of flux, continuously changing. We need to get a quick handle on that. The hedgehog is the candidate or applying for a job who is extremely mercenary in nature. Many years back, I was the MD of a company, and I remember a guy negotiating with me for a job, changed his position 3 times during the day. Because I made him an offer, he went and said that, look, I went to my project manager and he increased my salary by 20%. Now what's your offer? Then I gave him one more offer. He goes back and says, no, somebody else has given me better. So they have become very, very mercenary. And the hoops, the goalposts are continuously changing. Now in India, this is very complicated because if there are 18 ministries managing skill development business, it is like a game of cricket being monitored by 18 umpires. And you can see the kind of confusion that will sort of happen. That's a great paradoxical situation we witness in this country. Industry every time is saying that we are not getting good candidates, we are not getting qualified candidates. There are so many engineering colleges which are churning out candidates after candidates who are educated unemployed. Now we need to bridge this particular gap. Now, as Dr. Sandhya was talking about, the ITES sector employs about 3 times the people that are employed in the IT sector. What are the threats and therefore has implications for skill development? China, for example, is importing maximum number of English professors to that country. And very soon, you will have Chinese speaking as good English with as proper accent as a Canadian or anybody else. China, Philippines. Many BPO operations in this country, for various regulatory reasons, they moved out and gone to Philippines. Malaysia, Morocco, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Poland, Ireland. These are the countries that are posing major threats in terms of our being not cost competitive or the quality or caliber of candidates not being up to the mark. There is this global slowdown that we are witnessing which will have impact on the IT business as well. ITeS outsourcing always becomes a political issue in American or UK kind of elections. We all know about that. What the government has to do, the government has to support infrastructure and they have to look at the Chinese model. Today the ITeS industry will not be in Delhi, Bombay or the metros. They will go to tier 2 and maybe tier 3 cities. And or even the tier 2 cities, companies may offer job, but what about the residential accommodation? And we find that this is a major deterrent for many good candidates because they cannot afford to stay in the city. the rising wages, and therefore the BPOs have to move to the villages. But then that infrastructure, again, the role of government is very critical. On the skill sets, we find, this is the complaint from the industry, that the candidates don't know how to speak proper English. Their life skills are not finely tuned. Now those are the things that has to be effectively plugged. And finally, we need to realize that it is high time that we need to move from the lower value chain to the higher value chain. So it is in this context that we need to examine the role of players who are involved in the skill business and watch the government with a bit of caution and skepticism. Thank you.